So in this episode we're going to cover identifying potential development suburbs and also development sites. Now we chose Long Jetty as our suburb for a number of key reasons. My wife Amy has grown up in the area and spent her whole life living and understanding the area and the people in it. That was really crucial to us because it gave us a head start in researching the area. The second part of it was we were one suburb away from the beach but not actually on the beach, so we weren't paying massive land prices for that. The third part was we believe there's a regentrification process happening in Long Jetty and has been for some time, where old shops are turning into new shops and that's driving the economy in the local area. The fourth part of it was we believe that Long Jetty is definitely landlocked, in the sense that to the north there is lake, to the east there's beach, and to the west is lake also, right? So that means that there's limited land supply, and there's also puts demand for owner occupiers to come and live in the area, which obviously brings up property prices. So the key drivers in finding potential sites in that Long Jetty suburb was that we know in dealing with council, we needed a minimum 700 square metre block, and we needed to make sure that we could create 2 Torrens title townhouses on there if we needed to, right? Going into strata title with smaller blocks meant that there was a massive oversupply of strata title, whereas we believe the Torrens title townhouses had the appeal to them, and not as many of those were being built in and around the Long Jetty suburb. In identifying the right block, we knew that we'd already done a development in Long Jetty prior. So we'd already had experience with the local council, we'd had experience with the local builder, but if you were doing it for the first time, you'd need to make sure you sat down with council, you sat down with builders and got a really good understanding of that local area to ensure that before you execute a purchase, that you've done your due diligence around that. So in finding a potential site, you need to get really creative. Now, the conventional way of going about finding a site is to really look at realestate.com, look in the local rag, talk to real estate agents. Now that's okay, and it might find you something that you need, but we believe it's a longer process because you're working with everyone else out there wanting the same thing as you. So in the way that we got creative was we spoke to family, friends, associates, anyone in the area that knew we were on the lookout for buying potential site, right? Also keeping very close with real estate agents, and I call it the squeaky wheel syndrome, where we're always knocking on their door saying, keep us front of mind if something comes up that we can maybe secure off market, right? Now in this instance, we're actually lucky enough to find that one of our friends knew someone who was looking to sell but didn't want to really use that whole real estate agent process, deal with open homes, etc. So we were lucky enough to find it, knowing that if we didn't tell our friends and family that we were looking for this block, that option wouldn't have come up for us.